Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will presenting about analyzing data from biomass datasets. Thus, we will focus on how discount and type of product category, product subcategory affect on the profits. Also, my team member Brianna will present about how using shipping methods and shipping costs affect on the profit, and also Danny will close up with how you using the container to bucket the product and the type of shipping, also the order priority affect on the profit. So let's get started with my slide. So right here I have just explained about something about the charts. Right here I have profit ratio that for each product subcategory and broken down by product category, and we can show how profit go up and down, that have negative profit or get a lot of profit. Also right here I have about the sale based on the discounts that we give for the customer with the yellow line, and the sale, the amount of sale like the blue line, and the number of profit with the green line. We can see at this point that we get a large amount of sales. That doesn't mean we give a good discount to get a big amount of sales. Doesn't mean we get a good profit on that time. So it makes a negative profit at this time because we didn't maintain which discount we should give for which product, like because of like we just want to focus on increase the number of sales, but didn't focus on how the cost of mess will affect on the profit that we make. And for this profit that I see, we make a lot of profit because we had like giving discount up and down. So the line of the sale will affect on how we giving the discount. If you give a discount, customers tend to buy more and more profits, buy more and more products, that will increase the amount of sale. And this product also give us a good profit based on the amount of sale. So it means this product that we should focus how to give a good discount and maintain it to increase the amount of sale and increase the amount of profit. But when we compare to another product that's the rubber band, that we see that we lost a lot of, like we have negative profit, and we can see the problem that we give discount to increase sale, but it doesn't increase the profit. It just go between zero or negative profit. So this product is like not a good product that we should invest more and more. So you can cut off or changing it to another product that we can focus to make more profit. And right here is like about I want to compare between the how sale and profit affect each other. Even though like for the office machine you have like a super large number of sales, like but you make like a really small amount of profit, and for just the telephone and communication you didn't get a good amount of sales, but you get the more profit. So it means you like just like you open a restaurant and a multi. So a multi place, even though it's like smaller than a restaurant, but if we have a same sale, the profit made from the multi is more than the restaurant. That we sell one product, you get like 2 or 3% profit, but for the multi, you get maybe 5% or 10% of profit of the product. So move on to Brianna.
Alright, so from this graph, you can see that we're going by the profits by state. So you can see in California we've made a lot of profit, and so in California and then North Carolina make some of the least profits. But we wanted to see how we make the profits and how we could keep making these profits based on the shipping costs. So you can see that for the delivery truck right here for the furniture, we're making a lot of profit in California. But for the office supplies, if we're delivering through the delivery truck, we make the negative profit. And then, let me see, and in these states, you can see that the most profit, we want to know how these shipping affects the amount of profit. Also, the type of shipping method that we pick for each product category affects the amount of profit. So, let's go to North Carolina. So in North Carolina, you can see right here in the technology, we use the regular air, and it is actually bringing negative, we're staying in the negative. And so we wanted to see if we could kind of discourage the regular air shipping method, so then we could actually make more profit instead of losing profit, and we could encourage them to use something, even though we have like all negative right here, it would still be less loss in delivery truck than in the regular air. So by using this visualization, we could see how we could maintain the system to apply for which shipping method to reduce the shipping cost. It will be a good way to increase the profits and help us avoid the loss of the sales. So for the state with the negative profits, we want to see how we could maintain or lower those shipping costs so that we won't have the bad sales that we currently have.
So for here, we're going to start on, I'm going to tell you what the product containers are. So we have jumbo box, jumbo drum, large box, medium box, small pack, and wrap bag. These are different ways that companies, here let me start over real quick. So companies have online sales. So let's think of Amazon for one. Amazon has to control the packages and how they limit the cost, you have to limit the materials, and limit the size of the packaging. And that alone can affect the cost of shipping. And now in English, that means when you buy something online, Amazon has to determine what box it comes in, whether it be a big box or a small box. And that's what these are, what I named earlier. These are the different types of containers and boxes that the product can come in. And in furniture, you can see that it would make more sense to have the furniture come in a big box because you're buying furniture, like a couch or like a table. Now in office supplies, we're obviously buying smaller things, paper, markers, and the biggest thing probably is like a printer. And we moved down to technology, it can vary because you can buy like a whole desktop like setup workstation, or you can buy just like a mouse for your computer. And if we move over to these are shipping methods. The size of the circle is actually the shipping cost, and the color refers to the profit. Green, dark green being the most profit, and red being actually negative profit. So as you can see, the really dark green is the small box, and you can see like small box throughout. Click on it, Bob. If you click on it, everything is positive. Everything is going in one direction. Even here, as it's red, it's still bringing in, like, can you hover over this? Just so you can see. Like, it's not negative. It's still bringing in revenue. Now, if you go to the delivery truck, you can see that it's really far back, and even for the furniture, there's some negative profits. And now we move on to the last, which is, click on the, Now this has to do with the subcategories. So it would have to do for, if I'm still using the example of Amazon, Amazon has Prime for membership. So there's 1-day shipping, 2-day shipping, and sometimes they can delay it. If it has to do with like, let's say bookcases, as you can see, bookcases doing like really bad, so they can delay your product until it goes from critical state to high to low. If it waits until it's low, it can ship it out with other products, and in that way it won't hinder the profits. If they send it out to you while it's critical, yeah, they'll sell it to you, but they're not making as much profit as they would if they waited until it's low. So that is our presentation. Did you want to add anything?
Yes. So based on all the data that we're analyzing, basically we want to reduce as much as the cost that we need to make the product. So the product is like the cost of labor, the cost of material, and the cost of shipping. If it's cheaper and cheaper, we have more and more profit by selling the same price of a product. So it's really good that we can maintain between which type of product we should use, which type of shipping methods, which type of product, like which size and what size should using, like the category. If this category we should using small balls and using like regular air shipping, so it can make increase more and more profit for us. And also for like the order priorities, if you don't want to like offer the customer to using like buying the bookcases with like critical status in order priority, we just like keep it delayed and just offer the customer that buy can buy the other product like the chair and chairman with the priority order. Thank you.
So a couple of things to note. So based on this analysis, just the last slide I'm talking about. So if you ship by regular rate in a small box,
Yes.
it is more profitable compared to selling it by delivery truck in a jumbo box. Even though it looks like it is profitable to go by regular air with a small box, it's something doesn't bode well with the real world analysis, right? See, if you send it by truck, it should be cheaper than sending it by air, isn't it?
Yes.
So even though it looks like if you send it by air, it is cheaper in a smaller box. So it begs the question that there is something different with items that are actually sent in a truck. Not necessarily just the shipping more, but could be related to kind of materials that are sent in a truck versus air. So it is beneficial to look further into see what is causing this to show up in a way that sending it by air is actually cheaper than truck. So that's one question. It's nothing to do with the way you did the presentation. Everybody did the presentation. It's more about once you see something surprising which goes against the natural norms in the market, you need to go dig deeper and then see what's going on. Then it will be an excellent analysis to see why it is. And another surprise, a little bit surprised to see this, that the slide, the story points were named after the presenters rather than on the flow or on the analysis or on what is the highlight of this presentation or highlight of what is conveyed in the specific story. So, I mean, it's the thing, it's okay since you are working as a team and presenting it. So it is okay to divide and conquer the work. But when you are preparing a presentation for another team, it should be for them, it should be what they need, it should be based on analysis rather than who is presenting it. So that will be very useful as well to do that way. But overall the presentation is good. In the thought process of flow, little bit could be improved. Could not completely connect with the flow as such. So there are the way the analysis has been done looks like there is multiple iterations must have been done. Looks like so it is good to do multiple iterations, but the flow is not smooth from like is it a drill down analysis or you are going into one angle and then drilling it down or looking into different aspects at the same time. Just two approaches. There is nothing good or bad, just different approaches. So, but yeah, it's very good. Overall, excellent job. Very well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.